Hello there, my name is Mariah. Welcome or welcome back to Mariah's Little Life. Happy Saturday to you, and also happy 1st of August. I went through the majority of today not realizing that it was in fact August 1st, and I have not done a TBR for August. And honestly, this is probably more of a pile of possibilities. This month is probably going to be a little bit more busy for me than last month was. My children are starting school for the fall, and things might get a little hectic trying to keep up with them and them getting kind of used to school again and all that other stuff from their summer break. So things might be a little bit more chaotic around here because they're getting ready for the new school year and everything. So I don't know how my reading will go this month coming up, but I am going to still try my best to get some reading done. And I have several books on my TBR and I would like to show them to you. So this first stack of books are books I just kind of want to get to early in the month, as early as possible. Now the first two are library books. If you watch my last vlog, you'll see that I did go to our public library. I did check out 4 books from the library, but I honestly only want to read these 2 this month. I'll just return everything once I finish these. But I picked out The Close Up by Kennedy Ryan. This is a novella, so you can read this one between Real and The Close Up. I have already read Real, but I didn't have this one and I wanted to borrow it and read it and probably get myself a copy of it later on. But I did want to read this before I read Score. Kennedy Ryan actually wrote this with the intent of you reading it in between the 2 full-length novels, so I decided to go ahead and pick this up. But this is actually first on my TBR, and it is a novella, so it's not that long, so I definitely should be able to make it my way through this one. The other library book I have is Phoebe Berman's Gonna Lose It by Brooke Averick. This one is a debut novel, I think. I want to say it's a debut. Let me see. Yeah, so this is her first novel, and I know that the main character, I'm so sorry, the glare is just a mess, but I do know that the main character in this has anxiety and OCD. So that is some mental health rep that I wasn't quite expecting when I picked this book up, but when I read the description and everything, I thought that this would be an interesting one to pick up, and also it's interesting for me to read a debut novel. But yeah, I'm excited to pick this one up. These are actually due next week. I really need to get on it. I completely forgot that my public library only does like 2 weeks instead of like the 21 days. I completely forgot that my library does a shorter loan than the online version of the library. Completely forgot that. So I definitely need to step it up and actually read these. I have no idea if somebody else has a hold on these. So technically I guess I could renew them, but I'm just going to try my best to go ahead and read these, at least these 2 next week, to see if I can get those finished before I have to return them to the library. Now the third one that I want to pick up is a chunky one, but I do want to pick this one up earlier in the month. That way if it takes me a little bit longer to get through it, I have a little bit more time. But that one is Woven by Gold by Elizabeth Helen. This is book 2 in the Beast of Briar series. And once again, if you watch my last vlog, you will have seen that I actually got 3 more books in this series. So now I have books 2 through 6 to read, and I need to continue with this one. I will definitely talk more about this one in a vlog instead of here because I feel like that would take ages if I do that. But I am excited to continue with this series. It's just a chunky book, and honestly they just get chunkier from here, so I figured I may as well at least give this a try. I do want to start this one next week, that way I can make my way through it and see if I can maybe finish this one and possibly start on book 3 this month. We'll see how that goes, but book 2 is definitely on my TBR. Those 3 books are the ones that I really want to get to at the start of August, because in the middle of August, I want to say it's from August 17th through August 23rd. I will put the dates on the screen and everything. But Steph from Steph Loves is hosting round 8 of Cliterature. And I have participated in Cliterature before, but it's the first time that I actually have a channel to do a vlog and like all that with. So I'm excited this year to actually participate and make a video for it and post it and share with others what I've been reading for the week. But Steph has made a bingo board and I printed it out. It looks like this, but I really like it. I think it's so cute. It's very, very girly looking. But Cliterature is all about reading like romance and spicy books and things like that. I know I won't be able to hit every single square on this bingo board, but I did print it out so I can see what books I have that would probably match some of these prompts. And some of them I have doubled up on just to kind of save myself a few books here and there. Like I said, my kids are starting school, so I may not have as much time as I think I do to read because eventually I'll have to help with homework and everything else. So I may not have as much time as I'm thinking that I'll have, which is completely fine. But for Cliterature, I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 options. I'm also going to see if I can put the bingo prompts on the board, on the screen. I don't yet know how to like add pictures to the screen and everything, so I will just try my best to link Steph's channel and everything down below. Because I don't actually know how to put the graphic up just yet. I have doubled up and probably tripled up on some of these prompts with the books that I've picked, and I still actually have like 3 or 4 of them that I actually don't have a book picked out for. Hopefully I can check most, if not all of the prompts off. And if not, that's okay too. It's no big deal. It's just for fun, right? I really, really want to read Year of the Mer by L.D. Lewis. This is a like retelling or reimagining of The Little Mermaid, I believe. And this is also this author's debut book. This one is, I want to say this one's also sapphic and fantasy, so it's a mix of genres, but I am so excited to read this book. From the description, this sounds like it's going to be such a great book. It's also really, really pretty. The edges are really pretty. The book is plain blue, but the end pages are beautiful. These are different ones on the back. Look how pretty those are. I hope I held that up in the camera well enough so you can actually see it. I'm still working on like how to show books and things like that. But I am really, really excited for this one. This one could go for PLC author, new to you author. It could go for LGBTQ plus rep and genre blend. So this could cover like for 4 challenges for me, or 4 prompts on the bingo board for me. The next book I have is Wait With Me by Amy Dawes. This one also could go for a new to me author because I've never actually read anything by Amy Dawes. I know that she wrote like the 7-Year Itch or something like that, but I've never read anything by Amy Dawes, and I actually got this in a book subscription box a few months ago, and I haven't picked it up yet. But this one for me would be a short read. This was like 200 and how many pages is this one? The actual story is like 273 pages, so definitely a short book. It's under 300 pages. I think this one is about a romance writer who is having a little bit of a like writer's block, and she goes and have her coffee and writes, and I think the coffee shop is next door to the mechanic shop, and she ends up seeing the mechanic, and he helps her to write her new romance novel. I think I might be mixing a few things up, but I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Honestly, it just sounds really cute because you know they're gonna fall in love. The next one that I want to get through is Score by Kennedy Ryan. Of course, I want to read the close-up first, but after I read the close-up, I do want to get into this one. Kennedy Ryan's books always have so much like heart and just depth to it, in addition to the romance. The romance is always top tier for me. Kennedy Ryan's writing is top tier for me, to be honest, which is honestly why I'm shocked as to why I don't already own a copy of the close-up. That's neither here nor there. The point is, I want to read Score by Kennedy Ryan. I picked this one for disability rep. Our main character in this one does have bipolar disorder, and Kennedy Ryan always, to me, takes so much care when she's writing characters who are dealing with some kind of mental illness or physical illness, anything like that. She takes so much care and she puts so much into what she's writing and the story that she's telling about these characters. I enjoy learning more about the things that she brings up in these books, and I'm interested in seeing what she has to say about someone who is living with bipolar disorder. I know that this one's going to hit me in the feels because Kennedy Ryan's books always do, but I am excited and ready for the journey. The next one I picked is The Book Swap by Tessa Bickers. This is a 2025 release, or at least this edition is. I think there's an edition before this that came out maybe like a year or so prior to this edition, but my edition is a 2025 edition, so that does check off the 2025 release on the bingo board. And then this is also a book set in a country you don't live in. If I'm not mistaken, this book takes place in London, and I live in the US, so far from London, so that works for me. But I am excited to pick this one up. I've never read anything by Tessa Bickers, honestly, so this one also could be a new to me author. But also, the characters in this one, they exchange books, I think, through a little free library, and I love that. I don't quite know how that's going to work or how that's going to, come into play in the story. I don't see very many little free libraries where I live, so I kind of have to drive a little bit out to find a little free library. But when I do, I try to always visit one. But I love the idea of two people pretty much falling in love, and it all started with the little free library. I think that's so cute. Honestly, I don't know I don't know how spicy this book may get. I have no idea. And like I said, I've never read anything by Tessa Bickers, so I don't know her writing style. So we'll figure it out together. But I am excited to pick up this book. These last three books, I honestly want to read every single one of them right now. But I'm going to actually place these three on a spinner wheel because there is a spinner wheel prompt. I thought these would be great to put on there so I can pick, because I do want to read all three of these. So it's kind of like a win-win-win no matter which, book wins. So for the spinner wheel, I'm going to put If You Stayed by Brittany Cherry, The Art of Loving You by Natasha Bishop, and Plus Size Player by Danielle Allen. I'm going to put all three of these on the spinner wheel, and whenever I get to that prompt and I get ready to, spin the wheel, I will just probably use a like random generator like wheel thing and put these three books in there, spin it, and see which one comes out. I do know that Brittany Cherry does have other series that she's written, so if I enjoyed this, then I could go and pick up something else by her. Even if this one isn't picked though, I will probably end up picking this up pretty soon. If not in this month, then maybe next month I'll probably pick this up. I am really, really looking forward to trying something by Brittany Cherry. So regardless if this wins, I'm going to be reading this fairly soon. I already hauled these books and shown them to you, but I have read both of the first books in each of these series. These are the second books. And once again, I'm excited to pick up either one of these that wins. I really enjoyed both of these authors' writings the first time I read from them, and I am excited to pick up both of these books. And again, if these don't win during the spinner wheel, I will probably be still reading these pretty soon anyway, because I am really excited to get to both of these books. I think that both of these authors are amazing. Yes, I've only read one book by each author, but I just think my experience reading their books was a great one each time. So I am excited to read these no matter which one comes up on that wheel. I think the only two prompts that I don't have books picked out for are indie book and TBR vet. So what I may end up doing is trying my best to work through the books that I have now and then seeing if I can work an older book on my TBR a little bit later once I'm actually reading for Cliterature. The indie book though, I have no idea what to do for that. I don't think I have very many indie books on my shelf. If I do, I feel like maybe they'll be a little bit more fantasy than what I'm going for right now. I'll take another look and see though. But if that doesn't work out and I don't have a physical TBR book to pick out for indie book, I'll probably hop on to Kindle Unlimited and look around on there and see if I can just snag an indie book and read an ebook and maybe cross off that prompt that way. Hopefully I can get the indie book and the TBR vet on the TBR as well for Cliterature. I think that'll be fun. And if not, it's okay. That leaves take part in a sprint, treat yourself, and Steph/friend rec. Steph has a whole ton of book rec videos, so I will try to get that down in the description as well. Taking part in a sprint, I normally don't do, but I would like to try to do this time, even if it's just for like an hour, and to treat yourself. I don't need to treat myself to any more books right now. I really don't. I did a little bit of damage last month with my book shopping. Okay, July was my birthday month, so I'm going to take it a little bit easier on myself. But this month, I'm going to try to practice some self-control and not treat my bookshelf. I'm thinking maybe I'll do like a coffee run or something like that. I think that'll be fun. We'll see when the time comes because that could also go in with the self-care activity. So I may kind of combine those two. I will definitely be back with a new vlog really soon so I can start on some of these books. But that is pretty much it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day or night wherever you are. Remember to take care of yourself. You are amazing. Bye.